Hi, Brian Jones here, and welcome to an orientation to Vectorworks. This is a powerful program. We'll scratch the surface a little bit today and get the space set up the way that you want it to look. We want to make sure we're in the right workspace. We want to sort of organize our tools and understand the tool sets and just where things are located on the screen. So when you first open your Vectorworks program, you're going to find this piece of 8.5 by 11 or A4 paper here. Vectorworks works in a virtual paper drafting situation. And you're going to find out that you're not going to be in the Spotlight workspace. You're going to land in Designer workspace on first opening a new program. Now, the great thing about Vectorworks is it remembers what you did last. And so what we're going to do is come up here to Tools, pull down that menu to Workspaces, and instead of choosing Designer, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom and choose Spotlight. And you'll notice now your tool set has changed. Tool set now looks a little different here, and you've got some lighting tools available to you as well. You'll also notice that this gridded paper is a little annoying, at least I find it is. So let's go ahead and take care of that as well. We're going to still pull down that same Tools menu. We're going to pull down to Smart Cursor Settings and open that. On the left-hand side of the dialog box, you'll find, below General, you'll find Grid. Click on that. And you'll find out that that's a 1-inch symmetrical grid, and there's a Show Grid option. We're going to click on Show Grid to turn that option off, and to increase our accuracy in snapping, we're going to set that to a 1/8 of an inch. Click OK. Now we've got something that looks a little bit easier on the eyes. But most of the time, I'm not going to be drafting on 8.5 by 11 inch paper. I'm going to be drawing on an architectural or an engineering sheet, D-sized, that runs through a plotter. So now we're going to get the paper set up correctly. Over here, we're going to go to the File menu, pull down to Page Setup, click on Page Setup, and you'll see the possibility of reaching out to a printer setup. But we're going to click choosing a size unavailable in printer setup, and then pull down on this dialog box to Architectural D, which is a 24 by 36 inch page, and you'll see that you've got 24 by 36 inches. Click OK. One of the things that you'll notice if you zoom out is that there are a lot of page breaks. So let's go back and fix that. Again, pull down the File menu, go to the Page Setup, click on that, and in Page Setup you'll see that there's a dialog box portion that says Show Page Boundary or Not. Yes, you want to show the page boundary, but you don't want to show the page breaks, and you don't want to show the watermarks. Click OK. All that stuff is gone. I zoomed in and out pretty quickly and effectively, and I want to show you why this is a powerful feature of Vectorworks. I can place my cursor anywhere on my virtual page, and wherever that is, I roll the right wheel in the center of my mouse in, and it will zoom in to exactly that space. Or I can zoom out by rolling the cursor back the other direction. I don't even know, it's over here in the tools somewhere. I never really use the zoom, there it is, the zoom tool as a tool itself. I suppose I could. But I go back to my selection tool all the time. Now, what happens if you zoom way out and you can't find your drawing anymore? This has happened to me before. There's a fix for that that's very convenient. In the top of this ribbon here, and this is a navigation ribbon. A lot of these navigation elements are contained in other palettes across the screen, but the most convenient ones are located across this navigation palette. So you'll be using it a lot, and in the center of that there's a Fit to Page area. Click on that and it brings the drawing right back in a Fit to Page area. Now, I mentioned palettes a little bit ago. Let's take a quick look at those. Over here to the left, I have my basic tools, my palette of various drawing tools, duplicating tools, rotating tools, snipping tools, all kinds of really basic drawing things here. And then in the Spotlight workspace, there are several other sets of tools as well for lighting, rigging, three-dimensional modeling, and so on. For each of the tools, let's say a rectangle tool or a line tool, you'll notice that there is a menu bar right underneath my navigation ribbon. And that changes from time to time. That at each tool, you'll get a different set of contextual items, and those are important. We'll come back to that a little while later when we talk about the menu. There's an attributes palette. The attributes palette help us fill our objects like rectangles and circles with a particular fill color or patterns. There is a line attribute that will tell us how wide a line is, what its weight is, whether it's solid or dashed or has a pattern to it. So we'll be using that a lot. A snapping tool. One of the powerful features of Vectorworks is that it is a vector-based program that allows you to snap onto that grid. Snaps items to objects, angles to objects, the intersection of objects, and the beginning and end lines of objects or points on them. So by clicking on those, they're toggles, and you can turn them on or off. We'll go with the defaults for right now. Over to the right, you'll see a navigation menu that has classes and layers and a variety of other navigational elements as well. And once we have some design layers and sheet layers built up, this becomes a really important palette to find our way around a multi-layered drawing. All of these palettes, if they're not turned on, are available to you in your window pull-down menu. Window pull-down to palettes, and then you can toggle those on or off. Let's say that you didn't really want that snapping menu out there. It was in your way for some reason. You could just turn it off, and then later on, turn it back on. So that's a tour around our page. We'll dive in a little deeper and start taking a look at the tools, the basic tools, and the contextual menus that go along with them in our next video.